The fly stitch, also known as the Y stitch, is a fairly straightforward technique, good for creating long foliage such as pine trees, branches, or ferns. To begin the fly stitch, start at the top of your fern. Come up through either the left or right side and pull the thread until your anchor knot hits the back of the fabric. Reinsert your needle at the top of the opposite side of your fern. Pull your floss through the cloth, but make sure to leave some slack in the thread rather than pulling it down into a stitch. Then, while your needle is still at the back of the cloth, move it over to the middle and down. Then, bring your needle back up through the cloth, making sure to be on the top portion of the slack thread. Pulling downward, you should then see the Y shape take form. Tighten the thread and continue to make the stem of the Y until you have the length that you desire. Once done, bring the thread back down through the cloth. Continue these steps until you have the length of a fly stitch that you desire. You can adorn attachments to your fly stitch, such as detach chains to make leaves, or add in some French knots to add a pop of color to your design. The fly stitch does have some variations, but we'll explore those in a later video. It is worth noting that this technique is very similar to the fern stitch, which makes sense given that they are from the same family. However, the fern stitch is made up of 3 separate stitches and has more of a segmented appearance, whereas the fly stitch has an almost braided look to it and is more of a continuous chain.